The eye. The eye is a complex sensory organ that provides the sense of sight. In many ways, the eye is similar to a digital camera. Like the optical system of a camera, the cornea and lens of the eye capture and automatically focus light. The iris also automatically adjusts the eye to differences in illumination of visual fields. The wall of the eye consists of three concentric layers or coats. The eyeball is composed of three structural layers: the corneoscleral coat, the outer or fibrous layer includes the sclera, the white portion, and the cornea, the transparent portion. The vascular coat, the middle layer or uvea, includes the choroid and the stroma of the ciliary body and iris. The retina, the inner layer, includes an outer pigment epithelium, the inner neural retina, and the epithelium of the ciliary body and iris. The neural retina is continuous with the central nervous system through the optic nerve. This diagram shows the relationship between the layers of the eye and the internal structures. The lens is suspended between the edge of the ciliary body. Note the posterior chamber of the eye, which is a narrow space between the anterior surface of the lens and posterior surface of the iris. It communicates through the pupil with a larger anterior chamber that is bordered by the iris and the cornea. This photomicrograph of a section through the full thickness of the cornea shows the corneal stroma and the two corneal surfaces covered by different types of epithelia. The corneal stroma does not contain blood or lymphatic vessels. This electron micrograph shows parts of three lamellae and a portion of a corneal fibroblast between two of the lamellae. Note that the collagen fibrils in adjacent lamellae are oriented at right angles to one another. This photomicrograph of the human eye shows the anterior portion of the ciliary body and parts of the iris and sclera. The inner surface of the ciliary body forms radially arranged, right-shaped elevations, the ciliary processes to which the sonular fibers are anchored. The ciliary body contains the ciliary muscle, connective tissue with blood vessels of the vascular coat, and the ciliary epithelium, which is responsible for the production of aqueous humor. This schematic diagram shows the layers of the iris. Note that the pigmented epithelial cells are reflected as occurs at the pupillary margin of the iris. The two layers of pigmented epithelial cells are in contact with the levator pupillae muscle. The incomplete layer of fibroblasts and stromal melanocytes is indicated on the anterior surface of the iris. On the basis of histologic features that are evident in the photomicrograph on right, the retina can be divided into 10 layers. The layers correspond to the diagram on left, which shows the distribution of major cells of the retina. Note that light enters the retina and passes through its inner layers before reaching the photoreceptors of the rods and cones that are closely associated with retinal pigment epithelium. This electron micrograph shows the junction between the inner and outer segments of the rod cell. The oral segments contain the horizontally flattened discs. The plan of this section passes through the connecting stalk and cilium. A central, a cilium, and its basal body, and a calycial process are identified. Retinal pigment epithelial cells contain numerous elongated melanin granules that are aggregated in the apical portion of the cell, where the microvilli extend from the surface toward the outer segments of the rod and cone cells. The site where the axons converge to form the optic nerve is called the optic disc. Because the optic disc is devoid of photoreceptor cells, it is a blind spot in the visual field. This schematic drawing of the lens suspended from ciliary processes by sonular fibers indicate its structural components. Note that the capsule of the lens is formed by the basal lamina of the lens fibers and the subcapsular epithelium located on the anterior surface of the lens. The eye, a specialized sensory organ that provides the sense of sight. This was the eye.